Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I solve the Pyraminx. This consists of anywhere from 2 to 5 steps, depending on what you usually get. Lots of skips. I'm going to go through each of the steps on how I solve it and the algorithms I use. There's not very many. There's like 4. Then I'm going to do a couple of walkthrough solves, just so you guys can understand how I solve it and what it looks like when I do. For the first step, you gotta solve a biohazard sign. These biohazards are sort of like the cross on a 3x3, and kind of like the centers. But the thing is that a biohazard can only be solved on one side of the puzzle. So this side will always be the yellow side. This side will always be the blue, red, green. I cannot solve green on this side because I can get 2, but where's the third one? The third one is back here. Is there any way possible to get this one over here? No. No matter what I do, I can't get that over here. See, now it's over here. So you have to solve it on the correct side. And this can be tricky for some people, but really it's pretty simple. You just gotta find the side that all 3 biohazard corners can go onto, and then you solve them on that side, whether that takes a U prime, R, U, or whatever, as long as they all get on the same side. Okay guys, now after you've solved the biohazard on one side, you pick any side, it really doesn't matter. You are then to solve the edges, sort of like beginner's method, where all you're going to do is insert them using 2 simple algorithms. They're like 3 or 4 moves. So what you're going to do is this blue corner edge needs to go in here, so that it will look like this. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to match up the corresponding colors. Blue and blue go there. For this one, yellow and yellow go here. And just like the second step on beginner's method, there's a different algorithm for left and there's a different algorithm for right. Not that hard to memorize them. Should be a piece of cake because it should be logical. But if not, here it goes. If it's on the left, all you need to do is you need to do an R, and you're bringing up this piece, and then you're going to do a U prime and an R prime, and that sticks it in. If it's on the right, you're going to do an L prime, a U, and an L, and that solves right there. Again, on the left, R, U prime, R prime. And on the right one more time. L prime, U, L. Pretty simple. For the next step, which I call the last layer, or many people can call it PLL, OLL, it's kind of like you're permuting and orienting the pieces at the same time, because there's not really, you can't permute and orientate or just, it's confusing. Anyway, there's 4 different things. This one is a counterclockwise U-perm, as in this yellow needs to go here and this green needs to go here, so counterclockwise. There's this one, which is the clockwise U-perm. This green needs to go here and this blue needs to go here. So you're going this way around the puzzle. There's this case, which I call parity. You have these 2 need to be switched, nothing else, so this one's solid, and these 2 need to be switched. And then there's this case, which is a 3-edge cycle, as in, yeah, this piece needs to go here, this one needs to go here, and this one here, but they have to be swapped. Now, how to solve each of these cases. For this case, what you're going to want to do is you can recognize this by you'll have one of two colors will have one piece solved and one will have neither. It's pretty easy to distinguish. You know you have it because the other one has two switched, or they're the same right here. This one's these aren't opposites. So pretty simple. The way I solve it is I always find the one that needs to be inserted on the right, and so you are inserted from the left to the right. So I go like you're solving that first layer again. You put it in, and then you're going to end up doing a U prime, and then you insert this like on the other side, and that solves it. If you do it the wrong way and you do a different piece, so the one that's not right here, you'll end up with one of the U perms, which gives you an extra step, which is like 2-look, OLL or PLL. For this case, where you have the clockwise U-perm, as in the red needs to go here, there's two ways to do it. An easy, simple way to remember it is if you want the piece to move from the right to the left, you're going to do an R, and then you're going to move the U the direction you want the piece to go. U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime, U. Pretty simple. Another way you can do this algorithm, or this case, is L prime U, L, U, L prime U, L, U. For this case, again, same thing except for with an R prime. You go R prime, U, R, U, R, U. So it's the same thing, same concept of your U is the way that you want the thing to go. You're just using a R prime, and it's all dependent on your finger tricks and how you want to do it. The next case is the counterclockwise U perm. Pretty simple. As I said with the right algorithm, the first one that I showed you, instead of doing a U, you'll end up doing a U prime, and you can remember which way you want it to go, but via your U direction corresponds with the way that this piece needs to move. So you're going to do an R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime. Another way to do this algorithm, mirrored on the left side, is just L prime, U prime, L, U prime, L prime, U prime, L, U prime. You can even do this case with an R prime, where this one needs to go here. You just do an R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U prime. And lastly, you have parity. This case is pretty simple. It's one of my fastest algorithms. I think I can sub-1 it on a good day. What you're going to do is you're going to do R prime, L, R, L prime. And what I do is I rotate it and then do R, L prime, R prime, L. The other way you can do it, which isn't as fast, is just R prime, L, R, L prime, and then U, L prime, U prime, L. I prefer the parity with an rotation just because it's so much easier to perform, so much faster, and again, it's just and that solves it. The last step in my method is solving tips. Worst part of any Pyraminx solve. The best part is when you have one tip turned. It all just depends on the scramble. Some scrambles have 3, 4, 1, 2. It's whatever the scramble says. This can be done at any point in the solve. You can either, if you see them and you just want to turn it, you can actually turn them just 2 at a time like that. And you could actually flip the cube, pyramid thingy. It all depends. I mean, when do you want to solve them? If you can see your biohazard and then your edges right away, and you have that memorized, solve the tips. and then start it, or do the whole thing and then solve the tips at the end. I don't know which way's fastest. I've never really tried. Either way, it's just they have to be solved. Find the ones that are mixed up and turn it the right way. Pretty basic. Okay guys, so now for some walkthrough solves, just to show you how I do it. I'm going to be explaining it slowly as I go through each solve. Scrambles will be in the description if you want to go along with me. I am scrambling it with blue on bottom, red on front, and yellow on right. So, okay, this is what it should look like when it's scrambled correctly. So, after looking this one over, I decided that my best bet would be red on this side, because I have one red inserted here and one red here, and this edge is already paired up. So what I would do is I'd end up doing I'd end up putting this one in so it matches here, and then pulling this one up. So now I don't have to worry about this. And I know that this has to go here, so I would turn this tip now that all these tips are turned. And then you flip it over, and you see that this one, this red yellow, is already in the slot. So you can't solve that one right now unless you take it out. So what you're going to do is you're going to solve this green one, okay, which kicks it out and puts this one in place. And you insert that. Pretty simple. And then I see this is going to be turned, so I'm going to turn this here, and then it's parity. Pretty easy. Okay, for this next scramble, I have decided on using yellow. Again, there's one piece that's already connected to the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a U, which puts this yellow one in place, and an L prime, which kicks this piece out so I don't have to worry about getting it out. And then I'm going to put this one in. That puts that one in the wrong place, but I already have one out that I know needs to be inserted there. Then you can turn these two tips, just because that makes it simple. You do a U, and now you have these lined up, and you do this step. Okay. And now you have this. Boom. Skip. See? You don't even have to do the other parts, which is great about this method, which makes it so that you can't see my screen, but I did the speed solve on the 11 on the other one first before the solve, and I ended up getting an 11.33. And on this one with that skip, I got a 605. So pretty simple. I'll do another one or two walkthrough solves just so you guys can understand what I mean. Okay, another one. The good thing about this one is that this biohazard is already solved. So after inspection, I find that red is going to be my best beneficial, or at least I think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this red piece in and solve this tip. So now I have this. Then I'm going to go over to the blue and put the blue in. Then you have to do just a U prime. I probably would have done a U2 the other way. And you insert the green, and you end up turning the tip last, and there you have another skip. I got a 608. Okay guys, for this next scramble, going through inspection, I probably could have chosen a better side, but I chose yellow. And so you hold it right here with these two yellow pieces, and you're going to do an R. That's going to bring it, so now you have the biohazard. The problem is these two are in the wrong place, so you'll take the red and you'll insert the red. That will leave the blue paired up, and you'll insert the blue, and then you can insert the green. And that leaves you with this 3 cycle. Then I'd end up probably either waiting to solve tips, but I'll solve them now just to make it easier on what I want to illustrate. Then This is one of the toughest cases, or the trickiest to get the hang of, and you can do it two ways. You can either do it here, where you insert this red one, like you're making the first layer again. You insert it, and this is the one that you want to do. But this red one, you insert it like you're doing the second step again, and then you do a U, match this up, and that solves it. Okay, or you could insert this green one. Rather than inserting the red one, you insert the green one into the red side, but that leaves you with it on the left side, again having to insert on the left side. And what that does is that leaves you with a U-perm, which isn't that bad, but it's not what you want, because then you have to, it's like two look, and so your solves are always worse. And you can switch off on the U-perm algorithms depending on where it is and how I'm holding it. Sometimes I do this one. Sometimes I'll do it on here. It all depends on the U-perm. But you do not want to do it there. I don't know how to distinguish it. I just do it. But if you can, you want it so that you have to do that extra U prime and then insert it again the other way so that you get a PLL skip. Okay guys, and for the last solve, I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to solve red. So I'm going to go like this, and there you have those, and then you can fix this because there's only one. Then you're going to solve green, and then blue, and then you're going to come back for yellow, and you're done. Hopefully this tutorial helped you guys. The scrambles to those walkthrough solves are in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to either post a video response or leave them down in the comments. This is sort of like Monkey Dude 1313's his own no algorithm method, except for I applied algorithms to it and made it a little bit faster. I was averaging about 30 seconds with outdoing the last layer the way I do now, and then I switched to the way I'm doing it, and I average about sub 15. Doing those walkthrough solves before, timing them, and then going back through them with you guys, I got a 9.59 average. So, I mean, it can be really easy, especially if you get skips, as you can see. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and hope to see you guys next time.